Welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. You know, we've had a interesting time in the last couple of days interviewing several different people, several different restaurateurs and retailers from Port Credit. Tomorrow, we're going to have some people from the Danforth. On Friday, I'm going to have some people that are in the recruiting business. All people talking about the challenges of COVID-19 and the business community, how it responds, and people and how they respond. And I just wanted to leave you tonight with a couple of words that have come up over and over again in these interviews because I think they're really helpful. Resilience has come up over and over again. And, you know, we think about resilience, getting through the tough times. It doesn't matter how far you fall. It matters how high you bounce. It's a concept that when things are going okay all the time, it's not nearly as important. But, you know, if 2008, 2009, or September 11th, or the last, 9 months and what looks like it could easily be another 6 to 9 months, teach us anything, is that things never only go in a linear straight line. There are ups and downs and curves and bumps. And resilience, I think, is one of the key traits that we as people need to have and companies, businesses need to have. Second one is pivot. And, it's interesting because we always had this, line about never give up. But then people have changed it to never give up, but know when to move on. And I think that that's true, that, you don't want to keep banging your head against a cement wall because your head will break open and you'll never get around it. So you want to be determined, tenacious, committed. But if it's not going to work out, pivot and figure out something else. And there's this line in a great book that I read a little while ago about being successful in entrepreneurial businesses. And it talked about failing fast. So if you're going to fail fast so you can figure out why you failed and pivot and move on. Transition is another word that we've heard a lot. And I think that we've got to be mindful that we're all going through a transition. And people have talked about how in 5, 6, 8 months, we've got 5, 6, 8 years of increase in the digital economy. So, people knew that there was going to be less bricks and mortar and more invasion of internet purchases and online purchases and social media and all that kind of stuff. But it's only accelerated during COVID-19. And I just don't know if people are going to go back to traveling as often. I used to travel every week. I just don't know if people are going to go back to traveling as often and commuting downtown. I miss going downtown. I miss going to the office. I miss interacting with a bunch of my friends and colleagues and stuff like that. But do I really want to get back on the GO train every day or into a crowded highway every day? I think that there is a transition that we need to manage our way through, and the whole world is going to manage its way through. We talked a lot about community building and how critically important it is supporting everybody and getting out there and supporting the community, because then the community is going to come back and support you. Getting in the flow. We've heard about just get out there, show up. Woody Allen said 80% of life was just showing up. I think that too many of us just don't show up, that we've given up in that regard. So get in the flow and show up. I think that networking is key. And you can network via LinkedIn, you can network via email, you can network via the telephone, FaceTime, etc. Get out there virtually and reach out and touch someone. Don't be socially distant, be physically distant. And networking is important in good times. It's critically important in bad times. And then I think the line that, the Bible taught us about do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do that networking for the benefit of other people first. Help other people first. One of my interviewees said that to give what you need or give what you want, which is, I think, the same adage as do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, you've got to put credits in that social capital bank before you can withdraw those credits. And I think we need to be mindful of that. And then I think the final comment that I would make, and frankly, I don't listen to myself in this regard often enough, but I've quoted James Clavell and that book, Noble House Often, where the proponent said, you always need buzz-off money because you'll never know when you need it. So make sure you've got a little bit of buzz-off money so you can tell that landlord or that boss or whatever, buzz off because you got the cash. Anyway, that's the Brian Crombie Show again for tonight. Really appreciate it. Every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock on 960 AM or streamed online at www.saga960am.ca or all my podcasts and videocasts on briancrombie.com. Thanks. Good night.